Hey guys, this is Sportstake, Sunny Side Sportstake, your bi-weekly sports review update program where we talk about all the sports that's happening in the world. And we have your crew with you, Brother Phil, the President Jeff, myself, Baruti Carl Alexander, and we got Brother Ralph with us. Everybody, we're going to have a great show. We're going to talk about things that's happening. First, before we came on, Ralph, you talked about the Clippers and the Rockets. If I'm not incorrect, the Rockets was up by 20. Is that true?
Yes, they were. Yes, they were.
And they ended up losing that
By
game.
10.
That's
They
kind of
lost by 10.
the story of the Rockets this year. They show promise, but then at the end of the day, they end up losing. Why do you think that is?
Lack of experience, just a lack of closing
Yeah,
experience.
I have to go with experience, lack of experience. They have to learn how to finish games. They can play with anybody, but they have to learn how to make adjustments at halftime, whether they have the lead or are they trailing, and they need to finish games, especially in the fourth quarter. And that's what happened.
Yeah, that's easier said than done, I would say, because they do have the talent. You got Fred VanVleet, who's a championship holder. You have Jalen Green, who is now he's inconsistent, but lately he's been doing real good. Then you have Dylan Brooks, who is a serious defender and a elite player. Then you have #1 overall pick, Jabari Smith and Alfred Sengun. I mean, you got the talent, but okay. Go ahead, Phil.
But none of those guys compare to Paul George, James Harden, and Kawhi Leonard. Those are good young players. They got youth. They got, they're going to be fine down the line. Like I told y'all in the summer, Jeffrey, they're not making the playoffs this year. That's a huge ask. But to have improvement, they've done that, and they're going to continue to do that. But when you got guys you can go to and say, go give me a bucket, James Harden can do it, Kawhi Leonard can do it, and Paul George, that's what beat them, basically.
Norman Powell can do it too.
So, yeah, they got a lot of players. But, I mean, but those three stand out on anybody's team in the league. Norman Powell would fit good on anybody's team in the league coming off the bench. I mean, the Clippers just, it's like a fast, you love track, Carl. You know how sometimes they get out there real fast? You just know they're going to get it, and all of a sudden that wind starts getting up on them. I've never ran track, but it looked like that wind can suck your lungs up, and the other person feel like they just started out the blocks. That's how Kawhi Leonard, James Harden, and Paul George did them in the fourth quarter. I watched the game. I wasn't there, but I watched it, and I was like, ooh, wee.
It's the such thing. There is a such thing as athletic ability. There's a such thing as talent. And then there's a such thing as basketball IQ. And this team, the Rockets, they lack basketball IQ. That's why it's easy to focus in on them in the fourth quarter. You're down 18 and you can come back because they lack basketball IQ. What I mean by that, they take stupid shots. They don't make the correct pass. They don't make the simple pass. They want everything to be an alley-oop. They want everything to be a highlight film. They want to go on SportsCenter to see their highlights instead of making the simple pass. And as a result, you lose to a team who are a team of veterans because they're playing the game the right way.
And coaching has something to do with it too. It can't get you and Duke off on that. I mean, he didn't do every right decision, but some of that has to do with, how you prepare and how you, like Ralph said, learn how to close out a game. That's coaching too.
That's true. That's true. I agree with that.
So Jeffrey, what do they need to improve next year? I would say they need to hit the weights. They need to make sure their conditioning is good. They need to watch more film of winning basketball and just have a better mental attitude. What's your opinion, Jeffrey?
All right. Basically, what they need is, first of all, they're going to be getting Steven Adams back. So that's the big man they need. They need a big man off the bench. They have one, but he's hurt when they traded for him at midseason. He's hurt. So he should be back at the start of training camp. So they're going to need him because he sets a lot of picks. He knows how to set picks. He knows how to get his teammates open. So he's going to be huge. And he's also a guy who's good at rebounding, offensive rebounding, defensive rebounding. He plays good defense. He's a good force in the middle. He's going to help. But in addition to that, all they're going to really have is the mixed class exception. You have to understand the Rockets are going to be operating over the salary cap. They're not going to have the cap space they had this summer, where they had like $67 million in cap space. You already had that opportunity, and this is what you got. Now you got to work with what you got. So the best thing they can do is they have the mid-class exception that's worth about $10.5 million. So they're going to have to find the best player they can get with that $10.5 million mid-class exception. So you have that guy coming back. You have Tara Eason coming back. Remember, he's been out all season, Tara Eason.
And as I said, that is a key, Tara Eason, because he has such an attitude and a winning push that when they lost him, that's when they started going down, in my opinion.
Exactly. So with Steven Adams, Tara Eason, and whoever you get with that $10.5 million mid-class exception, if they can stay healthy, they can be a playoff team next year with those additions.
Final word on that, Ralph.
Oh, that's good point. Hold on, Philip made a point. Also, they have draft picks as well. They got Brooklyn's pick, but remember, if the Rockets do not end up with one of the top four picks, that pick goes to OKC. So they may or may not have their own first round pick, but they do have Brooklyn's first round pick, which could be a lottery pick. Yeah, we'll have to see. The East is kind of weak.
Hopefully they'll hit in the draft. That's important. They did this year. They hit with both of those picks.
Sounds good. What you say, Ralph?
I agree with both of these guys. What they're saying, they got a very young team, and like I said, they're gonna have to really blend together and learn their chemistry and keep the chemistry going among them to keep them competitive against the other teams. So we'll see what happens. I guess we're going to see what happens, and I'm not sure what draft pick they're going to have, but it all depends on how they end up in the season because of that last trade that they made. It's like a conditional trade, so they could have a higher pick or a lower pick. So they go either way. But again, it's the chemistry of the team. They're gonna have to learn to blend together and play together and finish games. That's what they're gonna have to do.
It's all a chemistry game. It's about chemistry. You can have the best talent in the world and lose. I remember the Lakers lost to the Pistons. Everybody remember that in the playoffs. And the Lakers had 4 all-world 75 greatest players, and they lost 4-0 to the Pistons. Who do we believe is going to be the rookie of the year? Let's check this out. Victor Wembanyama. Now, we showing him getting dusted by Alperen Sengun, but he had a game himself against Chet Holmgren where he put on a show also. But we're going to check this highlight.
For their first back-to-back win since early January. Now low to Sengun on Champagny. Here comes the help.
Paul, you can turn the volume down. Turn the volume down. We can talk through it.
Jeff Green gives
turn that volume down.
Back into the shot put
goes. The highlights volume.
Drop step, shielded the bigger guy, but he missed the limb. Stuck with the play. There you go.
He may have got 45, but he got 5 block shots on the
great shot for Wembanyama. That's 2 straight makes for Sengun.
Hey, Paul, can you turn the volume down to the highlights? Can you turn the volume down to the highlights? Okay, there you go. I was wondering if you could turn the volume down to the highlights. I wanted us to be able to talk over the highlights. Okay. I guess you couldn't do that.
I think we should just talk about it since it's an issue, Jeff.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, I think we should just talk about it since it's an issue. Because I can't go back and forth and do all those things.
Okay, that's fine. Okay, I saw. Go ahead.
But Victor Wembanyama has done a great job for his first year, but I still do not believe he is going to be the rookie of the year, I think Chet Holmgren is going to be, because their record is a lot better, and their record is a lot better because of, in my opinion, the MVP, that brother Alexander is going to be the MVP. Brother Ralph, what you think about that?
I think I'm gonna lean toward Webenjager, even though the team record is not as good as Chet Holmgren and the other guy Alexander. This kid got a lot of potential. Yeah, I know he's built like a little toothpick right now, but they just gonna have to beef him up, put him on a serious weight program. I think he's gonna be a force to be reckoned with. I think he's still got a chance to be the rookie of the year, in my opinion. That's what I think.
So you going with Chet, Ralph?
No,
Who you going with, Chet or Wemby?
I'm going with Webenjager.
Okay, all right. That's my vote as well, Carl. I'm going with Wemby. He's been the most consistent throughout the season, even though his team don't have a better record, but Chet is just on a better team. I mean, Wemby is not playing with an Alexander. He's not playing with an all-star. He doesn't have the same team that Chet has. But Wemby has done an outstanding job.
Chet ain't done bad, though. He's in the top 5 of block shots. He's averaging over 18 points a game. And his team is winning.
Technically, he's not even a rookie. You know, he actually set out all of last year with the stress fracture in his foot.
They still consider him a rookie.
I understand that. He is playing, but technically he's drafted a year ahead. And the same thing happened to some other overall #1 picks before, too.
Blake Griffin, same thing happened to.
Exactly. But I mean, I'm just saying, he has played well. I don't have a problem with either one of them being rookie of the year, because you know it's going to be one of them. The other's going to be one, one's going to be two. Real simple. But I think Wembanyama still is probably going to get it, because that's who the league wants to have it too. I mean, they're pumping him up big time. Chet has played well. I wouldn't have a problem if he got it. I mean, he's going to be in the playoffs. He's going to have a chance to let everybody see him. Wembanyama's not. But Wembanyama is the guy they want to give the face of the league to easily. There's not Chet. It's him.
If you go based on who has had the biggest impact on their team as far as winning shares, then quite naturally, Chet wins hands down. It's not even a contest. But you have to understand, Chet is on a better team, so you have to take that in consideration.
Yeah, but a lot of times they consider that him being part of them being a better team. So I wouldn't have a problem with them giving it to him, because he's not coming off the bench. He's contributing mightily. But I just think that they're going to give it to Wembanyama, and he's earning it. He's not just giving. But I just think, I always thought Magic would have a better rookie year than Bird. But Bird got rookie of the year, but Magic got a championship.
Okay, but Phil, who's your vote? Who is your vote if you're voting for one?
I vote for Wembanyama. I said that. I got no problem with that. I'm just saying, but if Chet were to get it, it would not upset me one bit.
Okay, Carl, who's your vote for?
I'm kind of tired, but I'm going to go with Chet. He's done a great job also. Now, I will say this about Wembanyama. He has brought back great interest in the storied San Antonio franchise. And that's what the league really wanted, because that franchise has a lot of history. And, you know, you got David Robinson, Tim Duncan, George Gervin, and they want that franchise to be back, you know, where everybody gives it respect. And he's done that. So from that perspective, maybe he's earned the Rookie of the Year award also. Hey, let's go in like we always do into the playoffs. The Denver Nuggets beat the Boston Celtics again. They have a problem with them. But Boston blew out Golden State and has devastated the East. Who do we believe are going to be the top 4 in the East and the West? I'll go first. In the West, it's going to be Minnesota, Oklahoma City, Denver, and the Clippers, which is what it is now. In the East, you got Boston. I don't know why people are discounting Milwaukee so much. They starting to play some defense, but I got them number 2, catching Cleveland. And then number 4 is basically a crapshoot, but I'm going to give it to Indiana. I think they're going to finish out and be number 4. What you think, Ralph?
Okay. I'm I'm kind of agreeing with you. The rankings might be better. I think in the West, I really think the Clippers going to end up being I think the Clippers going to come out out of the West in the championship. Minnesota is going to give them trouble, but now Karl Anthony Towns is down for a month and with a torn meniscus, so they're gonna make the playoffs. But when he comes back, how good a shape he's going to be in when it comes to the playoff. That's my question.
You're saying when it gets to the playoffs, the Clippers are going to win out.
I think the Clippers they're going to come out of the West. I think the Clippers going to come out of the West. In the East, I'm going with the Celtics, man. I'm going with the Celtics. I know they got blown out the other day. You know, it'll mean anything. Milwaukee is up and down. It got to be the Celtics. I mean, you can't go against Tatum and the other two guys, man. You just can't do it. I think it's gonna be a Boston and Clipper championship. That's my opinion.
Sounds good. Jeff, what you got?
The East. Wow, I really want to go with the Bucks, but your boy Doc Rivers haven't won a championship since Barack was in office. So it's hard for me to bet on Doc Rivers. So with that being said, I got to go with the Celtics. I'm gonna go with the Celtics in the East, and in the West. Wow, man, OKC is playing so well. They only a half a game behind Minnesota, and now with Minnesota losing Karl Anthony Towns for a month, they're gonna catch Minnesota. They're gonna end up in that #1 seed. But don't forget about Denver. Denver's only one game out of first place. Everybody's discounting Denver. But Denver has really been slowly coming on up. They only one game out of first place. I'm going to go with OKC. I'm going to say, no, I got to go with Denver. I'm not going to pick against Jokic. I'm going to go with Denver. I say Denver going to represent the West.
Is who you got. And I want to mention this about Minnesota. Minnesota has Naz Reid, who can fill in for Karl Anthony Towns and do a very good job. Phil, who you got?
Man, the West is good from 1 to 10, basically.
I agree.
Hey, the East, if you look at they 1 to 10, it's not even a comparison. I mean,
exactly.
The first 4 are pretty much going to be Boston, Milwaukee, Cleveland. Now, I like Orlando.
Me too.
I think Orlando is where Houston would like to be this year with the cast of characters they have, but they're not. But in the West, I mean, Minnesota, they're going to be there just by default now. They won enough. What spot they'll be in, I don't know. But Oklahoma City is coming on. The Clippers are scary good when they want to be. I mean, they got all the components to do it. You just have to put it together. And you never can roll out Phoenix until they are done. If you get Bradley, Durant and Booker on par with, they could be a force. And then, Sacramento. Any given night, they can run up and down the floor with anybody, east, west, north, or south. So it's going to be tough. And then who wants to just sit here and say, ain't no way Golden State going to win? I mean, come on.
If they get there, they always got a chance.
I know that. But when it's all said and done, it'll be Boston and Denver, I think, and Denver in 6. Boston just have, until you beat them, they're kind of like Kansas City. They're just lurking. They know what they got to do. As long as they stay injury-free, they'll be okay.
Tell them, Phil. There you go.
I agree. We got our predictions. We're going to see how they come out.
Oh, yeah. We can run this back. I like doing that.
Yes, sir. How many of us keep up with college basketball?
Yeah.
College basketball.
Yes, sir.
U of H is #1, aren't they not?
Yeah.
Yes, they are.
And they're doing well. I saw a little bit of the Oklahoma U of H game. Who are some of the other teams that are out there that can compete for the NCAA championship?
The defending
you got UConn. You got UConn.
Champions. Yeah, that's the defending
champions. UConn. Yeah.
I like that UConn team. Beat them?
Huh? I like the UConn team because they got more balance. They got 5 guys that average is double figures. They got balance. You need that. Go ahead, Phil.
And they coach well.
Exactly.
Who's their coach?
UConn.
Who's UConn's coach? Hurley.
Yeah.
Danny Hurley.
Oh, okay. Used
He
to
one of
play
the Hurley
Purdue.
brothers.
Okay.
Bobby's at Arizona State. But Dan is
Okay.
at UConn.
The boy at Purdue, if it's a tight game, a half court game, that boy's 7'5". Now, he does give a reminder of a little bit of Sean Bradley, but he's big
He's
and
better
tall.
than Sean Bradley.
Huh?
He way better than Sean Bradley.
Okay. Well, I don't have as much experience. I watched him a couple of
Oh,
times.
he's good. He's good.
Okay.
Edie is his name.
When you got a player like that, it's possible. If you
Yeah.
can get the right jumps and different balls falling this way and that way, you have an opportunity.
Sean Bradley
So,
sold and passed away.
Can we give the top four we think are going to make it to the final four?
Ooh, that's a tough one.
Wow.
No.
It's going to depend on the brackets.
No.
That's a tough one. Yeah, that's
No.
Wow, it's depending on the brackets. But until we see the
tough.
brackets, it's going to be hard to call that
No,
call until we see the
we
brackets.
I
have
got
to talk.
All right,
We got to talk about this when the bracket come up. No.
Well,
Yeah.
All right, we're
we
gonna
think it's a
leave
lot
that
of
one
parity
alone.
this
We're gonna
year.
leave
There's
that one.
nobody that's
But we
clear
do
cut.
know U of H is number one. We
For
do
now.
know Purdue is up there. We do know UConn is up there.
Tennessee.
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 With an ex-Texas Longhorn coach.
All right,
Who?
all right.
Who Tennessee
Who are
coach?
some of the top players out there besides Zach Edney? Who is U of H top player?
Oh, the guard. Absolutely.
Crier? Is it Crier?
Shed and Crier. One without the
Yeah.
other ain't no good.
Shed, yeah, they're both. Yeah.
Yeah, you
Shed
need
and
both of
Crier.
them.
Shed
Some
and Crier.
guards, man. The
Yeah,
U
one
of
without
H.
the other ain't no good.
Right.
But
But
we
U of
don't
H
have a
gonna have-
Chet Holmgren or Victor Wembanyama out there this year. Is that true? Anybody of that value, of that nature?
No.
I haven't seen anybody.
Maybe the NBA draft is not going to be as good this coming year as it was last
Rick
year.
Barnes is their coach, Jeff. He's coach at UT for Tennessee.
Oh, Rick Barnes. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is there a clear-cut top of one or two in this year's draft, NFL, NBA draft? Y'all think? Is there a clear-cut 1 and 2 guy?
Until in the NBA?
No. Coming out of college this year. Is there a top 1 or 2? Like the last few years, you knew there was a top 1 or 2. Is there a top 1 or 2 in your opinion in this year's draft?
I think that the top player probably is going to come from international, from what I've heard. There's a boy in France, another boy in France that's about 6'9", 6'10", and they're projecting him to be one of the top players. However, I don't have enough knowledge or information. If you all know about other players, yes, maybe so. But I haven't heard of one, Jeff.
Okay. Hey, Carl, before you move away from basketball, there was one topic in the NBA that I want to talk about that we didn't get to. The MVP race. Let's briefly talk about the MVP race. You go ahead and lead it.
I did mention it. I said who I thought was going to be the MVP, Brother
Right.
Alexander, and
that was it.
that's what I mentioned, and we talked about it last week. Does anybody have a better candidate for the MVP? How about Jason Tatum? How about Jokic again? How about Giannis? What do you all think about the MVP?
How about this? Have a guy ever won MVP on a team that was, say, an 8 seed or a 9 seed or a 10 seed? Because what Luka is doing is phenomenal. Luka is averaging 35 points, 10 assists, and 9 rebounds a game. That's remarkable. When's the last time you seen a guy put up 35, 10, and 9?
He's under 25.
And the answer to your question is yes. Moses Malone did it.
He did? He won the MVP on a bad team?
Look back, yes. And that team at the best was
the
6.
Rockets.
I don't even think they was that high. But he won it.
But look how far back you got to go. That's 40 years
That's
ago.
true.
Yeah. And then you got Alexander, and then you got the Greek Freak, he averaging 31 a game, and you got Jokic averaging 26 points, 12 rebounds, and 9 assists. He gets my vote. But if Luka had a better record, I would have to vote for Luka. But it's hard to vote for a guy on a team that's the 10th seed in the West. Or the 8th seed, one of them, 8th seed in the
But
West.
his performance is still at a high level. I bet the other teams scout him well before they play him.
Right. So my question to you, Phil, who's your vote for MVP?
I said it last week and I said it again. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. I like him.
Okay.
I think he has upped his game, upped his team. If they lose him, then they'll probably be an average team.
Carl, who's your vote for MVP?
I started with it, Shea Gildress, Alexander myself.
Okay,
My name is
Ralph?
Alexander. You know I'm gonna choose Alexander. Come on, man.
But he said that last week too. He did. Because remember, we brought it up,
Ralph?
and he and I were the only ones that said.
I'm going with Jason Tatum, man. I'm sorry. I know he had a bad game the other night.
Yeah.
But watch what happens. Just watch this brother. Watch what he does when the playoffs start. I'm going with Jason Tatum. Boston Celtics.
I'm okay with that.
I got to go with Jokic. I'm going with Jokic because I think they're going to end up as the number 1 seed in the East, in the West. Right now, they're only 1 game out of the number 1 seed, and I think they're going to end up as the number 1 seed in the West. And with him being the number 1 seed in the West, I think he's going to get the MVP again.
Okay, I'll say it's out of Joker and Shea Gildress-Alexander, and it's probably going to come down to them two. But we going to see about that. We going to see.
Okay.
There is a slight controversy about Caitlin Clark. I guess everybody knows who she is. Cheryl Swoops had to walk back that she wasn't deserving a little bit, if I understood right. And her kind of slight was, y'all just giving her that attention because she's white. Phil, what you think about that?
But that's always a topic of discussion. But the girl can play. Have you seen her play?
I have seen her play a little bit.
Usually old heads, and I can call myself that when I go see some high school players play. I have some little slight to what they're doing, whether it be football, basketball. But, I mean, the record speaks for itself. Now, let's just be real. Pistol Pete didn't get to shoot 3-pointers, and he would have had that record so far out of the way, she'd have never touched it. Lynette Woodard didn't get to shoot 3-pointers. She'd have had that record so far out she would get. So let's just get a lady her credit and move along. She'll be the number 1 pick in the WNBA draft. She can play, and she has a little swag with her game. You know,
I agree. I agree with Phil.
She's the player of her era right now.
I agree with Phil. That girl is averaging 32
at her
points.
moment, and you know that's how it is.
That girl is averaging 32 points, 9 assists, and 7 rebounds a game. When's the last time you've known a woman to put up 32 points, 9 assists, and 7 rebounds a game? And then I watched her against Michigan score 49 points and dish out 13 assists. How many women have you seen do that? 49 points and 13 assists in one game. That girl.
I will say this. If I put her up against Maya Moore, it's a smash. Maya kills her in her prime. Now, that's just somebody who recently stopped playing, too. But Maya Moore actually is one of her heroes. They actually met. But I love me some Maya Moore. She's not the best player I've seen recently, but she is right now. And that's Caitlin Clark. She filling it up, man.
My question now in reference to that is, as far as the WNBA, do you think this influx of girls coming in this year's draft, do you think that they can take the WNBA to the next level? What do you guys think?
Angel Reese is coming in also.
Right.
It's going to give it a little bit more attention, but it still comes down to how they promote the game, how they publicize the game. And I still think, Angel Reese has got a lot because she made a Sports Illustrated calendar showing legs and all that kind of stuff. And I still think it's important. I think that's important, and the women can't take away from that. If you got that added benefit, use that added benefit. And Angel Reese got that, and she can do that. And the number one OnlyFans page is Liz Cabbage, who was a 6'8" a WNBA player.
But they shamed her out the league pretty much, Carl.
Yeah,
they did. The Blues.
They did.
Not in the league?
Yeah.
She could play, but she couldn't get along with nobody.
Well, she has dual citizenship with other country. I forget which one.
Australia.
Yeah, but she could play. And I mean,
she could play. She could play. She could shoot. And
but they did the same thing to the girl that used to play for the Dallas Wings. She's coming back this year. She's played for Phoenix. They didn't treat her right. I can't think her name. She's beautiful. Can't think her name right now. But
they have several of those young ladies that look that have the
and can play.
They have the looks. They're very attractive, and they can play. And I say utilize that also, and as well as their ability to play, and that'll increase their
I think they are trying
value,
to do
their
that
money,
though.
so forth.
But I think they're trying to accentuate the skill set more. But I think they are trying to give them a little glamour. But they not really. That's like when they had the Olympic team. They were trying to glam them up, but they just want to play.
Yeah.
I have a question. About this, the WNBA. Do y'all think there's any way possible that this can have anything to do with it? If the NBA, if it was determined that the NBA, 70% of them were gay, let's just say, hold on, just one moment. If it was determined that 75% of the NBA players were gay, how do you think corporate America would react to that? The reason why I'm asking is I still wonder if it's possible if the WNBA is not getting the credit it deserves because a higher percentage of their players are living what's called the alternative lifestyle. And I just wonder if corporate America just won't sign off on it. And that's the reason why they're not getting the sponsors, et cetera, which has an impact on their salaries. I'm just wondering, what do you guys think? Just kick it around a little bit.
Well, you see how far they've come already? That's not stopping them. And it's going to keep getting better. It's not getting worse. It's getting better. And because society has accepted that. When that league was formed, we knew what that was about. That's not a secret. It's just even more public now since Obama signed into the law that that's legally right. You can get married in almost every 50 states. So that's, to me, yeah, some people hold back their endorsement of it. Just like society, politics, religion, all that's going to play a part of that. Yeah, for sure. But it's not going to deter because the league would have died already. They started up women leagues several times in the 70s and 80s. This one's here to stay. It's not going anywhere.
Well, it's obvious that the players are not happy with their pay. So my question to you guys is, what do you guys think can be done to increase their pay? What can be done?
Everybody's not unhappy with their pay. There's a lot of them, they don't have a solid base play. That's why they were going overseas to play.
Right.
They don't have to do that anymore. They don't have to, because you see the endorsements, some of them getting their own shows, and it's just a matter of time. They have to be patient. I mean, the league is only what, 25, 30 years old? That's not even that long. So they need some implementation of strategy. They need, they've changed presidents a couple of times. They got to get some stability first in the organizations, but we lost our team. I mean, think about it. It's a lot of variables that why it's not where it ought to be, but it's getting there. I see it.
It's not getting that quick enough for the ladies. I know you're saying not all of them, but a lot of them are complaining.
I mean, where they gonna go? I mean, think about it. Overseas and get put in jail like Brittany did. I mean, they're not trying to do that either. I'm being honest. Where they gonna go?
And they're not trying to work in corporate America for 50 to 75,000. Most of the top players make over $200,000.
They do. Yeah, that's making some decent money and doing something they like. It's not a drag league, as right now. It's on the up and up. It just takes time.
I'm gonna tell you what it all comes down to. When they see these men signing $60 million a year contracts, $50 and $60 million contracts, and they making $300,000, that's what it comes down to.
Yeah, we can get just as jealous, and we have our everyday jobs. I mean, it's basketball. I mean, it's a league that's formed for them to enjoy what they do and make a decent living. I mean, I'll take any one of them salary. And doing what they're doing, they get to travel. They get opportunity for endorsements. And if they want to go overseas, they can. They can make some money. I don't recommend it. I don't think most of them do it anymore. But think about it. Usually they're degreed, most of them. So they don't have a problem having a backup job. I mean, it's not like that league was formed to give them millions right out the box. I mean, they started from almost nothing. And they
only play 3 months out of the year.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah. To answer your question, Jeff, it's a difference between women being gay and men being gay. So no, you said if 70% of the NBA was gay, no, it would not fly. Corporate America would not give it any credence. That might make the league fold if that happened, in my opinion. Because
that's why I asked that question.
2 women together, and you don't cringe, but 2 men together, we cringe. So
It's the
no,
same sin. But Paul, it's the same sin. In the
it's
Bible,
not
it's
the
the
same
same sin.
thing.
Yeah,
No,
it
we
is.
could have
Yeah.
a whole show on that. It
Well,
is
I agree
not
with
the
him on
same
that part.
thing.
It is the same. I mean, it's not.
No, it is. We could
Okay,
have
we
a
won't get
whole
into it.
show on
Okay,
that.
okay,
It's
we
It
no
won't
is
get into
debate
it.
not
to
the
me.
same
I
thing.
wouldn't even
Move on.
Two
debate it.
women together and two men together is not the same thing. No.
Okay.
Oh no. Ralph, you agree with me?
It is the same thing. It is the same thing. But
The same sin.
hey, Carl, the only difference is that the NBA has been around for so long,
Yeah.
and if they have some gay men in the league, they definitely gonna be discreet about it. It ain't gonna come out in the public. But it's like it's. But then when you're talking about the women, it is known for the women to have the alternative lifestyle, and the public's going to accept it. They're going to accept it faster than they will with men. That's all I can say.
That is my point.
Yeah.
It's not the same. Two women are accepted much more than two men.
Yeah,
Okay,
I
Carl.
believe that.
Okay, Carl.
It would
I
have
live
a
with that.
We
whole
agree with
different
Right.
Yeah, that's
vibe and
society.
program.
That's society, and I'm with you
We're-
on that. That it
Yeah,
is more.
that's what
We
I'm saying.
agree with that.
Yeah.
When we say
Okay,
it's still the
that's
same
what I'm
sin,
saying. It would have a different effect.
Yeah.
just because society accepts it more
But
doesn't
Jeffrey
mean
brought a
it's not
whole
less
different
sin.
dynamic in when he
Yeah.
said sin. That's religion. I don't really want to get into religion or politics, but
Right.
you know. But I get what you're saying, Paul. Yeah.
Yeah, like I said, we can have a whole show about that.
Yeah.
That's a whole nother subject.
Yeah.
So we just finished the Super Bowl with Patrick Mahomes defeating Brock Purdy and the San Francisco 49ers. But now we're going to look at free agency. How can the Texans get better in free agency? And then where are the top free agents going? Where's Derrick Henry going to go? What you think, Ralph?
Derrick Henry is already in the city where he's going. I've told y'all this last time. Derrick Henry is going to the Dallas Cowboys.
He just bought a house in
what's
Dallas.
Going to happen. He's already in Dallas now. He got a house there. He's already working out. Okay.
Where's he from?
He's from Florida.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's from Florida. Okay. And I'm gonna tell you, he fits the blueprints for the Dallas Cowboys. I guarantee you. If he goes to the Cowboys, which I really feel like he's going, it's a wrap. It's gonna be a whole different. It's gonna be back like it was in the '90s when the Cowboys. I can guarantee you that. Now on the other hand, with the Texans, okay, I think they have a really good shot to getting Saquon Barkley. I really do. Mm-hmm. That would be a great addition for the Texans. And but it all depends on the cap. So I don't know what that cap looks like compared to Dallas. I know Dallas cap.
Texans cap way better than Dallas cap.
That's what I'm saying.
I can tell you. I can tell you what the cap is, but let's go ahead and make your point. Okay, right now, presently, after signing Dalton Schultz and their kicker, re-signing their kicker, the Rockets, Texans have $63 million. $63 million in cap space. That's where they are now.
They can get anybody.
Well, my preference would be for them to get Derrick Henry for the Texans. Because I'm a Cowboy fan like Ralph, I got no problem with him going to Cowboys. But if the Texans can get him, Now, I thought the question on the agenda was what 3 free agents would the Texans be better getting off? And he was definitely on my list for them.
Okay, you go first on that.
That way. And then I like to see them raid the Chiefs and get 2 players, Chris Jones and L'Jarius Sneed. Get that
who's the first guy? Who's the first guy?
L'Jarius Sneed.
Okay.
And Chris Jones.
Chris Jones
been a part of 3 of those 5 championships they won. To anchor down that line, he's gonna cost you about $30 million though.
That's gonna cost a lot of money, man.
It's gonna cost you about $30 million. I'm telling you. I'm not asking you. I'm telling you. L'Jarius gonna cost you about $20 million. But guess what? It's a precedent in guys leaving a franchise where they won Super Bowl. Peyton Manning left, helped Denver win one. Left Baltimore, left Indiana. You got Shannon Sharp leaving Denver and helping.
But Phil.
Let me finish.
Oh,
then you got San Francisco where Deion Sanders. All I'm saying is the pedigree counts. It's worth the money. If you want to win now, that'll get them. Take some. You get them 2 guys. CJ gets extra possessions every game. Has he proven to be deadly and lethal? You want him. Yes, they signed Dalton Schultz. He's comfortable with him. The kicker, he earned his money too. So that's his take. That was the agenda question I just answered.
Snead. Okay, Snead, Darius Snead, they put a franchise tag on him. You can't sign him.
But they can't get him.
Dude,
you got to trade with
Kansas City.
You got to trade for him. Dude, what's wrong with that?
Huh?
What's wrong with that?
You want to trade for him.
I didn't care how you got him, as long as you get him. You need another corner over there to help them, bro.
Oh, I like him, that Snead.
All I'm saying is why not get the best? Now you want to jingle how much money you got, spend some of it. You can't take it with you.
Okay. Outstanding point, Phil. My point is he's a free agent. That means you got to trade assets to get him.
They can't keep Snead and Chris Jones. You need one of them, if not both. That's all I'm saying. Teams that win, you poach them for players that's good.
Okay, I want
that's
Jones.
Not impossible.
I want Jones because he's a free agent.
He's gonna cost you more than Snead, dude.
But Snead, you got to trade for Snead. You got to trade for Snead. You got to give up assets.
The Chiefs might be willing to do that.
They're not going to trade.
They're not going to give up assets.
The Texans not. But listen to me. The Texans are not. But the Chiefs are going to eventually trade him probably if they can get the right deal.
I agree with that. They can't keep both of them.
Pay him $20 million.
He's right, Raph. They can't keep both. But I don't think they're going to trade him to Houston.
And they don't want to pay him $20 million.
I don't think they're going to trade him to Houston.
If they do, I think Snead going to be the one that's going to go.
It's hypothetical, guys. I didn't say they had to get a bank up to get him. I'm just saying, imagine him on the other corner from Stingley. And
I agree. I would love that.
You got Jones on the defensive line. Then you got a first-round pick if you don't have to trade him to get him. Then you use your pick on offensive lineman or another receiver.
Okay, I'm going to interject a little bit, Phil. I hear what you're saying, and it sounds real good. And you know what you're talking about because you my JY frat. But there's no way you can afford that. You can't afford Snead and Jones.
Can you just say they had $63 million?
Those two guys are going to cost you roughly about $50 million.
And what's your point?
You still have to sign your own players. You know we got a bunch of players we still got to sign.
You ain't going to sign all of them. You are not going to sign all of them. You want to win or you just want to look like you want to win? I'm just saying. It's a difference.
So you will spend all your free agency money on two guys.
You asked me what I would do if I was a GM.
Okay.
I'd get fired the next year for not winning, but if I win, you'll be all over me like a cheap suit. Hooray, hooray, hooray. I'm just saying.
Okay. All right.
So
you Cole, what you got to say? What you got to say?
Make the decision.
Okay.
I really do. The Texans, we did pretty good this year. I would not spend no high money on anybody. I would go with my guys in the trenches. You know, I'll talk about that. I get my offensive lineman. I get my defensive lineman. That's where I put my money at. And I get the rookies that can fill those roles. And I continue to build the team. Now, if I have a deficiency somewhere, then I might get a free agent. But that's what I would do from that perspective. I would not get any of those high-priced players at this particular time. I would make my own players high-priced players. And then I try to sign them, but I would not go out and get other people's high-priced players, especially because I did well this year. And I plan on doing well next year with adding my rookies that I'm going to have, and then players who, you just have players by default that come in, different reasons, and so forth. So that's what I would do. You asked me.
Okay.
Let me ask this question.
Okay.
Russell Wilson.
Oh, hold on. Let me get my turn. What I would do. Okay, if I was a GM, I want to protect the middle. You want to protect the middle. So give me the best defensive tackle on the board. Give me Christian Wilkins. I'll either take Jones or Wilkins, whoever got the lower price tag between Chris Jones from Kansas City and Christian Wilkins from Miami. Whoever got a more reasonable price tag, that's the guy I want.
You already know who that is. That's Wilkins.
Huh?
You
Huh?
already know who that is. That's Wilkins.
Okay, then Christian Wilkins. Give me 6'4", 310-pound defensive
Yeah,
tackle, Christian
he's good.
Wilkins.
He's good.
Okay, all right. So that's my first signing. Then give me a safety. I want either Simmons or McKinney. Simmons just got cut by Denver. 8-year starter, former Pro Bowler. Give me a safety. Sign me a safety. Give me an offensive lineman. There are 2 good offensive linemen on the board, interior offensive lineman on the board and free agency board. Give me one of those guys. So I wanna go ahead and take care of my offensive line. Then give me the best cornerback in free agency that's available. Give me him. All right. I wouldn't spend all that money on
who he was for you.
Huh?
That's his name, who he was. But now that's how we get him the best free agent cornerback. We ain't free agent.
He gonna cost too much. It's not gonna work. Now with the other guys I'm trying to get, we just not gonna have enough money.
About the other guys then, because the best already ain't gonna work for you. You talking about the other guys.
Okay. Let me finish, Philip. Let me finish my JY Pratt. All right. So in free agency, I got me a defensive tackle. I got me a safety. I got me the best offensive line on the board. And
how much money you spending?
Hold on. I'm gonna get to that. Trust me, when I made these picks, trust me, my numbers are good together. And then I'll give me a cornerback. And then in the first 2 rounds, I'll get in the first round, give me a wide receiver. I guarantee you, the boy from UT, Worthy, I like him, and I like the boy from LSU.
He ain't gonna be available.
Okay. Well, one of those guys could be on the board at 23. I guarantee you that. Either the boy from LSU,
I'll put some money up on that. The boy from LSU or him, they both gone.
I don't think so. I know. I've looked at my draft.
Bucks is down, guys. $100. Both of them guys gone before the Texans pick, and I'll sell Jeffrey $100.
That's a good part, but it's really 3. They got that other kid from Miami.
Exactly.
He wants a 4-3. Now
you're right.
A good chance
I'm talking about the 2 he's talking about.
You talking about Thomas? Thomas from LSU. Thomas gonna be gone.
Thank you, Jeff. Thank you. That's what I'm saying.
But I don't think 3 receivers gonna be off the board at 23. I don't think 3 receivers gonna be off the board at 23.
I didn't say 3. Now it was 2. Now it's 3.
I think
talking about the 2 you talking about.
Well, I'll take any one of those 3 we just mentioned.
Good.
I'll take any one of those 3. One of those guys could be on the board at 23. I'll take me a receiver at 23.
The other guy, I can tell you.
And then in the second round, instead of spending all this money on Barkley or Derrick Henry and them guys, I give me a running back in the second round. That's how I address my team. I'll use my free agency money to beef up my defense. And then I use the draft to get me some skill players. Wide receiver in the first round, running back in the second round. That's how I build my team. Any comments?
That's a good one.
Okay, I want to get a money breakdown with all them picks. I just said 2 players. You said 6.
Oh, okay. Huh? No, I said 4. No, I said 4. Christian Wilkins.
4 versus 2.
One of the safeties.
Proven winners.
Huh?
2 that are proven winners.
But you can't go out and sign everybody who wants 25 and 30 million. You're gonna run out of cap space, Phil.
I understand that, dude. I'm not knocking that. If I'm the GM, I take my shot at what's available this year. Okay, you've done all the other rebuilding. You got a fast, quick fix that you didn't know you was gonna get because D'Amico Ryans did an outstanding job. I can see him doing what you're doing, but I want to help him get where he needs to go fast. That's all I'm saying. It is only in the best interest that if you sit on that money, what are you gonna do with it?
Well, I'm spending it, but I'm spending it on 4 players, and you spending it on 2. That's
2 great ones better than all the 4 you talking about.
But you're not gonna get those 2 players. You can't
get one of them.
Those guys go.
But I can't get one of them.
You might be able to get one.
Bad enough. Don't tell me you can't do it.
But Phil,
it's not in your best interest to get them.
But Phil, the only way they're gonna get Snead is gonna have to be with a trade because they already signed.
I understand that. I never not understood that. But when did they sign?
Chris Jones will not leave Kansas City and come to Texas. He ain't gonna do that.
He gonna want $28 million a year to come.
No, he gonna want 30. I got you, bro. I got
and
you.
You gonna give him 30 million?
Let me ask you a question. Let me ask you a question. You think the Chiefs gonna give him 30?
No.
Okay,
no,
then.
Absolutely not.
And the Darius Snead is not guaranteed to sign with the Chiefs. They tagged him, but he's also still trade bait. Y'all not getting that, huh?
Yeah, they can trade. No, Phil. We understand they can trade him. We understand anybody can be traded. We understand that, my brother. We're trying to tell you is that they're not going to trade him to Houston, number one. Number two,
how you gonna
got to
say
give up
that?
too many assets.
Wait.
Houston got to give up too many assets to get him, Phil. Hold on. You're going to weaken your position. You're going to weaken your team at another position to get this guy here. But now you weak over here. How's that make you
who you gonna put on the other side of Stingley? What you gonna do? You gonna get somebody that you ain't gonna have to pay? Somebody cheap? What you gonna do? I thought so.
But I'm not going to pay $30 million a year for Snead and give up 3 picks.
Jones is $30 million. Snead is 20. They're not going to get paid by Kansas City.
They give up 3 first-round picks and $20 million a year.
Who said you got to give up 3 first? Who's determining what you got to give up?
You're fired, Steve. You're fired, Phil.
Probably because you don't like my idea. But here's the point. I guarantee you run a poll and you have more people want to do what I said than what you said. I guarantee if you ran a poll.
Hey, man, the head coach just fired you. Golly, he just fired you.
The head coach can't fire me. The owner have to fire me. I'm the GM, remember? I can fire the head coach. Y'all got the chronology backed up. I can fire the head coach. He couldn't be my coach with that mantra. That couldn't be my head coach. All I'm saying is, you could get one of them guys. You want somebody to help you win. I do agree with him about Christian Wilkins. But everything else he said, I'm like, oh, it's a little fuzzy for me.
So you're telling me Simmons and McKinney, these guys are all pro safeties. You wouldn't sign one of those guys?
I don't need a safety. I said cornerback, bro.
But I'm going with what's on the board. You got to go with what's on the. It's like in the
draft. Let me ask you a question.
You want this position, and it's not strong at that position.
Let me ask you a question. Let me ask you a question. Do you need a cornerback?
Yeah, you need a cornerback.
Okay, well, then let's say.
But you ain't got to spend $30 million a year to get it. Do you need a defensive lineman?
The only thing I can say that you have a valid comment about is Christian Wilkins. And you're not guaranteed to get him, and he ain't going to come cheap, bro.
Oh, I'm aware of that. He going to cost less than Chris Jones.
Everybody going to cost less than Chris Jones, but whoever get him going to be an instant winner. And he going to win, too, because he going to get what he deserves.
I would love
Chris Jones. He got 3 rings, dude.
I would love Chris Jones. He gonna be asking for about $90 million over 3 years.
He gonna get paid. He got 2 rings.
You got 3 rings in 5 years, and you were part of
3 rings in 5 years,
and he earned them.
It's about money now with him.
That's all. But he can play though. See, look at this. Like I just explained earlier, guys leave winning franchises and go get other rings because they want them. It happens in every sport. Now he may or may not have the same hunger, but he gonna have hunger because he want to prove, hey, you paying me this money, I got to get it. I'm just throwing this out hypothetical. Look, we know it's not gonna happen, probably, but you asked me a simple question. I gave you my my personal opinion.
Well, you diss my moves. I can diss your moves.
That's fine. But you diss mine first. I just had to give you a rhetoric that lets you know I got you too, bro. Because all right. I wouldn't spin it that way.
All right. Paul, what's your moves, Paul? Huh? That's not funny.
I gave you my opinion. Go ahead, Paul, I wouldn't do what either one of y'all are talking about. I would concentrate on the draft.
Now who gonna find you?
That's my whole program.
Wait a minute, Carl, you said you would do what?
Concentrate on the draft, improving that way.
Yeah, but they don't have that many picks. They traded away a lot of picks.
Yeah, man. You can't get good. You can't get good quick enough just through the draft. You got to use your.
I'm already good. I'm not giving up all this extra money.
Oh, you the same guy that said that CJ should have been carrying a clipboard in a baseball cap.
Exactly. That's the same guy that said that. Yeah, he said it. Yeah, he said it. He has no credibility. None. Just MC the show, brother. Just MC.
But I still will concentrate on my guys in the trenches.
Okay.
Now, if I was going to trade or get a free agent, I'd get a top level guy in the trench that offensive lineman that would give more protection to CJ Stroud
you should get him with
or
the draft.
Defensive lineman.
I'm with you. But they're not going to even retain Greenyard, and he was a stalwart this year. I guarantee you he out. They're not going to sign their own players.
That's the ones I would sign.
Okay.
I'm with you. I can get me a linebacker. I can get me a cornerback. I can get me a safety. I can get those
I would throw against you every time if they not
I can even get a wide receiver or running back. Okay. I need those trench guys. That's why I think.
Let's go to rap.
We are towards the end of our show, guys. So we want to go into some of the other things that we have. Because we're not going to settle this. Jeff has his opinion. Phil got his opinion. Ralph got his opinion. And it's all a mix and match of things.
And you got yours.
And I got mine. Yeah.
Carl, I just want to say one last thing. These are the free agents the Texans have to sign. Defensive tackle Sheldon Rankins, defensive end Grenard, linebacker Cashman, cornerback Nelson, another cornerback King, a linebacker Denzel Perryman. They got a lot. They have a lot of their own players they have to resign. They can't go out and get Jones.
They won't even sign half of those.
Huh?
They won't even sign half of those guys.
I guarantee they're gonna sign half of those guys I just mentioned.
Okay.
They can sign half of those.
And that's where if I lose
Just watch and see.
this guy,
I would be
then I go
impressed
and
if
sign
they
some
sign
other guy.
half of those guys.
But Phil, they have the money to sign
I
those
understand
guys.
that, but other guys can offer them more money too.
That's true.
They
I
had
know
good
they have
season.
the
When
guys.
you play good, people come after your players.
They are. That's why they call it free agency.
I'm all for them signing all of them. I'm just saying, I'm being realistic. In my opinion, they're not going to do that.
They're not gonna have the money to sign any of those guys if they go out to Jones and Snead. That's gonna be all the cap space right there.
Okay, you asked me my question. Since that irritates you so much, take it off the table. The $63 million they got, I guarantee they don't spend it all on their own players. You already used some of it on the kicker and the tight end, who I think deserve the money. They both do deserve that because you look at Schultz. Schultz had a good season before he came to the Texans. He made Dak look good, even though a season Dak threw all the interceptions. Schultz was a bona fide weapon.
Okay.
Came right here, never played with CJ, made CJ a bona fide quarterback. He helped a lot.
Okay. This
and
is my
kicker, he makes 87% of his field goals. He's not a bad kicker.
Okay, let's go back to Schultz. I thought that they overpaid for Schultz. I thought 36 million. Let me finish. Hold on, let me make
I'm just laughing. You go right ahead. I don't think they did.
Over 3 years, I thought was too much for a guy that averages 3 catches a game for about 40 yards. You can get a guy out of the draft in the second or third round and come in and catch 3 passes for 40 yards. You don't give that guy 12 million a year. That's just my opinion. Rab, what's your opinion on that?
Schultz did very well for the Texans, man. And only reason he with the Texans is because Jake Ferguson was better than him with the Cowboys. Otherwise, he'll still be with the Cowboys.
There you go.
But Ferguson's a much better athlete and a better tight end. So Schultz did very well. So I don't think $36 million was too much because otherwise they're not going to find another tight end.
He's dependable
at his caliber in the draft. It's not going to happen.
Not going to happen.
I disagree with both my brothers. I think that what he does can be replaced. Hold on.
Tell me one kid in the draft that's better than Schultz right now. I'm going to ask you a legit question. Tell me one guy in the draft better than Schultz right now, and I'll shut up the rest of the show.
I can tell you there's plenty of free agents on the board that you can get.
Who? Free agents, tight ends?
There are a lot of free agents on the board in free agency that's tight ends. You could have picked up one of those guys at $2 million. But what Schultz averaged 3 catches a game.
I want to hear one name, Jeffrey. Give me one name.
3 catches a game, 40 yards.
Can I get one name? Can I get one name?
I don't know their names I'm talking about.
Okay,
there are plenty of tight ends on the free agent market. You don't give that guy $36 million.
But they just did.
That'd be like me paying you $40 million to be the head coach. I'd be fired the second day on the job.
Let me ask this, guys.
It's gonna be a coach make $40 million one day. We just may not see it.
Russell Wilson.
What's going to happen? You can't get it back.
What's going to happen to Russell Wilson?
Russell Wilson.
I think he'll end up with Vegas. I think he'll end up with Las Vegas.
I think Russell Wilson going to the Pittsburgh Steelers.
That's a good choice too. I think he goes to the Raiders.
He's going to Pittsburgh.
I hope he just goes somewhere where he can perform and show that he was not a scrub. I don't like how Sean Payton treated him. He would never approach Drew Brees like that.
I agree.
He went at him real tacky.
I agree.
Russell Wilson conformed everything he had been before he came to Denver to make Sean Payton happy. It wasn't enough.
I agree.
Okay, go somewhere else and play and show them what you can do. Okay, you got just as many Super Bowls as he got. Same amount. What makes you so much better of a coach than I am a player? That's just my opinion.
I agree with that. And I hope that Russell Wilson gets a chance to prove and say, hey, man, you take that over there. I'm a Super Bowl champion and you not, and we'll move forward. So I hope that for Russell got a
Super Bowl. We can talk about it. They can talk Super Bowls. He won one as a coach.
Yeah. Russell Wilson won one as a player. I mean, that's still different. That's just my opinion.
You got to read. You're the organization.
But hey, let me just say this. Not only it was bad luck for Russell Wilson, even though him and Sean Payton didn't get along. Y'all need to remember something. Y'all remember the receiver, Tim Patrick?
Yeah.
From Denver? What did he do the first year when he got there? He tore his ACL.
Yeah, he got hurt.
In the second year, he tore his Achilles.
Yeah.
That was a big blow to one of his weapons right there. So that means you only had Jerry Jeudy left, and you had the big tight end. Yeah. That was it. So, if he had his other weapon, I think Russell Wilson would have had a better season. Yeah. But he's going to come back. He's going to I expect him to be the comeback player of the year next year, and he's going to sign with Pittsburgh. I really think so. That would be a good fit for him. Because he'll have a running game and he'll have receivers.
Who starts for Pittsburgh right now, Ralph?
The kid
who starts for Pittsburgh? Oh, you talking about Kenny Pickett or?
Oh, okay.
They're not going to hold.
No. Okay.
What's up, Mason Rudolph? No, he's not going to last either.
What about
not against Russell? Neither one of them.
What about him going to the Raiders?
Going to the Raiders?
Yeah.
That's Garoppolo.
I mean, he'll have Devontae Adams
out. Plus, he's suspended for enhancement stuff too. So,
boy,
he's out for 4 weeks. Yeah, 4 to 6 weeks.
And then the guy they got as a rookie just played. He wasn't.
Yeah.
So
hey,
okay, go ahead.
Phil, you mentioned about Justin Verlander with the Astros. I think they keep him around because he's Justin Verlander, and if he gets it together, and baseball is a long season, 182 games. Let's say he's not even around the first 70 games, but he's able to play that last half of the year. That could take them back to the World Series.
It's possible. I agree. I just hope that they pay. Now you talking about somebody making $40 million a year. There you go, right there. Somebody right there. This guy's making that money. Look at LeBron. I mean, money's out there. So he's taking time off to get his shoulder right. Just hope the pitching staff holds up. I mean, it's going to be a long 162 game season. He's good when he's there, but he's very hittable. He's getting old. He's 41, and it's not like he's 21.
Yeah. Now that's a bigger point to me.
Yeah.
He's 41. Do I really want to invest in a 41-year-old? What about the Astros' chances with the new manager? What's the possibilities of them going back to the World Series?
They're in a week.
If they're healthy.
They're in a weekend West. They can do it. They can win that division.
If they're healthy.
And they got basically the same team, so we'll see. And I don't think injuries have knocked down anybody. Altuve's back, and we'll see. We're going to hope for the Astros again, and they've been pretty good in the past. So we'll see. Last point I want to mention is, are there any changes that you all can foresee in the NIL, UIL, the student athlete that, the powers that be are complaining? They brought it upon themselves. However, what is the future of the UIL and NIL, Ralph?
The NIL is going to be here for a while because that is the new system where they're getting these kids, these high school kids coming out of high school, and I support it. I'm for it. I like it. I wish they had it when I was at Texas, but they didn't have NIL. And we had full scholarship, and then if you wanted to leave, you had to automatically sit out a year before you even play again. See, it just opens the door, or it gives the players, the kids, more freedom to enhance their career somewhere else if things are not going well for them. So
and they can build a brand. They can make money off of their brand. If number 44 at UT is a big number and they selling it in the school store, you're supposed to get some money off of that.
Yeah.
So the time of exploitation of the black college athlete is over. And there's a lot of people upset with that. And there's a lot of money out there also. So it's a whole new world.
Yeah,
That
there's a
could
whole lot of money out there.
impact. I'm sorry. That could impact the WNBA draft. The WNBA draft, because Angel Reese could come back and play one more season. So she may not go into the NBA this summer. She can play one more season. Just letting you know. And because of the money she's making with the NIL, she don't have to go into the WNBA. She makes more money than a lot of the WNBA players make because of the NIL.
That's because she got that calendar, and
Right.
and she's showing leg. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Well, well, she
She's a
got
pretty
it.
girl.
What can you say? She got it.
She got it. I agree. Them legs look good.
Yeah.
She got it.
Well,
Hey guys, well,
one
we done
thing
talked
the
about a lot
NIL
of sports.
well, let me get one in here real quick.
Go ahead, Phil.
The NIL also hurts a lot of high school players in one aspect. Coaches prefer transfers who've been in college, know what to expect, know what the NIL is going to bring them. Whereas a high school kid coming in can be All-American. That kind of hurts his leverage because, hey, I got this other guy coming in. He's All-American from high school too, and we're just going to put him in this spot, plug and play. The coaches know what they're up against. They know what the transfer portal does. And it's an effective tool to recruit other players from other schools who ain't having no problems. Did you know Utah football players, every scholarship player got a brand new truck by one of the big alumni. All they got to pay the taxes on the truck. You mean tell me they're not going to take that? And not to mention all the other swag they probably got. That's just something I want to interject real quick.
That's going to place a bigger gap between the smaller schools and the big schools, like the Prairie View. How are they going to compete? How are they going to compete?
They can't.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a point there.
Yep.
But we're going to see how it's going to go down. And there's different things, different workings that's happening, like overtime in league, 16 to 20-year-olds. They have that educational system, but they are prepped for basketball, period. And so you may have that in football, you may have that across the board, but the NIL, UIL arrangement is helping to create new environments and new ways. So we're going to see what that future is. We going to keep